CFTC Rule 4.41. These results are based on simulated or hypothetical performance results that have certain inherent limitations. Unlike the results shown in an actual performance record, these results do not represent actual trading. Also, because these trades have not actually been executed, these results may have under- or overcompensated for the impact, if any, of certain market factors such as lack of liquidity. Simulated or hypothetical trading programs in general are also subject to the fact that they are designed with the benefit of hindsight. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profits or losses similar to these being shown.
Morning everybody, Nigel speaking, Hawkeye Traders. Thank you very much for joining us. I've got Marcus Toombs in the room. Marcus, we've got quite a lot to show you today, and thank you very much for people who are writing in asking me to show different markets. We're doing forex today. There will be quite a few changes come the beginning of September, where I'm hoping to be able to run more rooms, particularly the Tomahawk Forex room, which will be a subscriber room, but there will be other rooms that I want to bring on, which will be the S&P and the bond, and also crude and some stocks. So I'm working on all of that, and hopefully we'll have good news for you after the Labor Day weekend that comes up in September. Let me just post again in the room for the entire room. All contact to Hawkeye goes through team1@hawkeyetraders.com. All contact for Hawkeye. Whether you want to buy something, complain about something, need tech support, have questions on trading, everything is filtered through team1@hawkeyetraders.com. So now what I want to do is to delve into what we have been working on, and that's Marcus, who is a very talented forex trader, and we have been working on this for about probably most of this year, trying to get the scalping right. I am the first to put my hands up and say I don't do a lot of scalping. I do a lot of scalping on the S&P, on the E-mini, and on the bonds, but I don't do much on forex. My forex positions are longer term, and that is why I cannot trade live in front of you on my own account today, because I got positions which are long-term positions that with your brokerage package, if I started to click in and click out, they would close my long-term positions. So what I've asked Marcus to do is to open up our trading account with another brokerage company, and we will be running that. I will be doing the calls, and at the end of the session I'll be asking him what the P&L is. First of all, let me explain what you are looking at. This is what we call the Hawkeye War Paint. It's from 30 seconds down to 4 minutes, and it's showing me what all the currencies are doing. Oh, by the way, I must just say I've been having technical problems, as you know, for about 3 weeks. I spent huge amounts of time trying to resolve the problem that I have between audio and my program. When I start moving stuff, it freezes my audio. I think we might have solved it last night. If there is a problem, Marcus, I'll have to make you a presenter and you step in, but I think everything should be okay. So let me just explain what you're looking at. This is a grid, if you like, of each of the major currencies that we look at. We don't look at the Swiss franc because it's highly correlated to the euro, and also the margins are huge too. So this just tells me straight away what I'm looking at, and it tells me what's in trend and what's not in trend. So if we look to the left-hand side of the screen, you can see that all of the cyan lit up over here is telling me that the US dollar is getting strength. So that's from 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and 4 minutes. It's all getting strength in. And if you look next to it, the British pound, which is the brown pair, is all showing weakness. So for what I'm going to do, I normally have 3 screens up, but to save bandwidth, I'm only going to have 2 up today. I'm going to close that and move over to my other charts and start trading on that. I will be answering questions, but I've got to concentrate and get trades on, and we'll answer questions at the end. I will talk obviously about this as we go along. So I'm interested in this one, which is the US dollar and the British pound showing weakness. Had all this been lit up, all the yen all been lit up, and these being negative, I would have probably switched over to those. So that's the criteria that we make first thing when we open the room up, the new forex room, the Tomahawk room, which we start in September. That's how we'll be starting our day, and then we look at our 12-minute fat man. I'll come on to that in a moment. So let me just close this down. And all right, we're back online now. Okay. So I'm looking at these. You can see that whilst we've been talking, we're all color coded on Tomahawk. So the heat map is color coded. We have the roadkill on volume. We have our trend set to N for normal, and in our roadkill we have it set to A as well. So it's N and A. So we're on a 4-minute, and I'm looking at a 2-minute over here to exit my trades. So when those change, so this is more of a trend following business. So Marcus, let's have the we've missed this entry, but I just want to trade this accordingly. Marcus, take me into the US CAD, please. I want to buy the US CAD. Buy the US CAD for me. And my exit is very, very simple. Here is the US CAD on a 2-minute. So we're going down. We're halving our time off the 4-minute. And when this rolls over and goes yellow, I will exit. So let's do this. This is very much demonstration mode so that you can see what we're doing. This one would have come in and already given us very good profits. This one is in, showing us probably a break even. This one, the euro, is in, showing us profits. This one would have been in, this one. So we all had good entries. I'm not going to switch across to the pound because that'll freeze my screen. So I'm just going to concentrate on the US dollar. In fact, I'm going to close out my British pound one to save some bandwidth as well. I don't think it's bandwidth problem. I'm just going to close that as well. There we go. That means I can also now move your questions over here to that other link. As I said, I will get to questions, but I want to concentrate on these trades. So we're in this one. We've got in late, but I just want to show it to you in demonstration mode. We would have been short on this. There's our blue line that comes up, giving us an entry position on the British pound. So we would have been in that. We would have been in this. We would have been in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we'd have been in all 6 of them. And you can see over here, because we're all color coded now, the US dollar is in trend on the 2-minute on all of them. So that's what we're looking for. Now we would have come straight across and taken these positions. Now we have to work out where we're going to exit. Well, Marcus is coming down to the Isle of Wight. And we will be finalizing that as we go along. Pat Patterson has just asked, I have the Hawkeye volume and radar. It looks nothing like what you have on the chart. Pat, it won't. This is brand new. This is our brand new work coming up in September. This is the Hawkeye Tomahawk, which we will be putting into the Hawkeye Tomahawk online room. So this is a showcase for you. You can do exactly this in what you have at the moment. Rude has asked, will these workspaces be available for the Forex room members? Yes, they will. Larry has asked, what is the actual time on last stop? Don't understand the question. Mark has asked, will we be using tick charts in the Tomahawk room? The answer is no, Mark, because we are wanting to get into MT4, and we have made a decision, although I'm, as you know, a huge fan of tick charts, that MT4 is the largest platform out there for trading, and we have a huge amount of MT4 users, and by using tick charts, excluded them. Douglas has said, nothing like a good disclaimer to start your day. Did I not do a disclaimer? Thank you for reminding me. This is for education purposes only. We are not licensed to give trading advice, nor do we wish to. If you're unhappy with that, leave. Look at that beautiful pound trade that we would have got had I not been nattering. And I'm going to also look at revising this Wednesday room times as well. We need more time. We need to get in a little bit earlier and stay a little bit longer. So all of that will be sorted out as we go on. John, I'm not switching out a trade station to MT4 at all. I'm saying that we have a lot of MT4 users who, in that platform, do not have the ability to show ticks. So because of that, we have gone on to 4 minutes and 2 minutes. Let me just explain this to you. I'm located, Rumi, on the Isle of Wight, which is off the south coast of England, between England and France. Let me just explain what we're doing. We're looking for the entry of the 4-minute charts and the 4-minute roadkill. So it's a 4-minute and an 8-minute chart that's in the roadkill, and I'm looking for where these lines occur that you can see here. Okay, when these lines occur, then I will, they're my entry signals, they're my volume roadkills, and then I'm looking for exits as they come in on the 2-minute when the 2-minute goes against me. One person has said that they can't hear me. Marcus, can you hear me? Okay, thank you. Okay, no more, thanks very much. My color volume, people are asking about my color volume. My volume that I'm using is off a double time frame, so I'm actually trading the volume off an 8-minute chart. But the roadkill indicator obviously takes account of what the actual volume is on the price. So it's all built into that indicator. Now let me just concentrate for a moment. I want to talk you through what I'm thinking of on these trades and looking for more. I have a pivot high on the Canadian, as you can see in here. My trend is up, so I'm expecting a 3, 5, 7 bar reaction for me, against me in this trend, but the trend dots are all on the 4-minute. My exit will be over here on the 2-minute if I see the 2-minute go to yellow. So this is very much trying to get a trend following system running, not leaving huge amounts of money on the table. My goodness, look at this pound trade. Had we got that, you would have all said, oh my goodness, Hawkey's a bloody wizard. Look at it. But we didn't. I took the Canadian, and it's going nowhere at the moment. But early days, let's keep on. And I have to tell you, I'm thrilled with this. The 4-minute against the 2-minute. It's 4-minute for entry, 2-minute for exit. Russell has said on MT4 you can't use 4-minute or 2-minute charts. There are converters out there. We're working with somebody for a converter, a time converter, so you'll be able to put those in. Paul has recorded this, so I'll be able to get it out. It'll go out to everybody. And also Joe, who takes care of everybody in Hawkeye, is recording this in Camtasia as well, so there's a double backup. Larry, great charts. I think they are absolutely sexy. That's the only way I can describe it. I think they look great charts. Yeah, it'll work in Ninja too. Robbie, I've been a Hawkeye user for years. Really good look. Thank you. I can't tell you, this is a huge amount of work that Marcus has done. This was his foresight in putting this all together. MT5 we're not in yet. Hi there, do you have an MT%? I don't understand that. Oh, MT5, I've got you. I presume it'll work in MT5. I will check that with Martin, who does our programming for us. Look at that pound go. Look at that pound go. I mean, that's going to make my, even in happy hour in Palm Beach, it's going to make my scotch a bit more expensive. Judy's asked a very good question. Why do you trade through? Who do you trade through? Well, since TradeStation doesn't support forex anymore, right or wrong? Well, they don't support forex. They support forex data. So I still like TradeStation charts. I like the setup, and then you execute through Olander, who they sold their forex business to, and you can use an MT4. Olander account with this new, and probably next week or the week after, Marcus, I'll bring you in as a presenter to show. Just type into me, Marcus, what is the program that you're coupling with Olander, which makes their trading platform much better. Could you just type that in, Marcus, for me? It's called the Visual Trading Console, and if they Google that, they'll find that, will they, Marcus? Just type a little bit to me about what it is. It's a... No, these charts won't be available for the S. These are just charts for our Tomahawk trading. You don't need them. You've got red and green, which is just fine for long and short on the ES, but because these are so many currencies, you can immediately see what's happening. Now look what's happening at the end of this bar on the US Canadian that we have down here, and there's 1 minute 48 to go, 1 minute 47. There's my countdown for all of these. We will get a yellow pivot in down there, 1, 2, 3. So we'll get a yellow pivot in there, which should push this up. Then we'll get a bit of resistance at this pivot high here. So we'll see what's happening. My goodness, look at that British pound. Douglas, yes, very, very, very sexy charts, but I still think the blonde is prettier. Couldn't agree more. Larry, all these charts are changed at, I think that's 2 o'clock that I put in here. I've got a rectangle there. I think that's at 2 o'clock, correct? All changed to 2. This Aussie US would have been great by the US as the Aussie came down. This is pushing itself back up. So we missed it all a little bit. I've just got into one to show you. Now, let me just tell you a dodge. If you have missed a trend and you want to get in it, and for example, I missed this one on the pound US because it started before we started to talk. Started at 24 minutes past the hour. I didn't open the room till half past the hour. I would be looking for it to go back to the trend dot and try getting short around there. But the beauty of this is that when you have, say, 2 of these desktops open, and I sit in front of three 27-inch monitors, and my desktop is a 17.5-inch screen with a brokerage account on it. When I sit here and look at it all, and I've got 2 other workspaces open, so I've got 18 charts that I can look at, you can really get cracked into this and look at it and nail down. Now, the one filter that I haven't put on this chart for you is the fat man. We still have to sign off on that, Marcus and myself, whether it is too restrictive, a 12-minute fat man or not. The jury's out on that, and we've got to wait. Look what's happened here, guys. Can you see? There's a little yellow dot that's come in on the Canadian at the bottom here, so that we've got that pivot low. 1, 2, 3, up, down, 1, 2, 3, pushing itself up. We want this little sweet thing to go up now. Okay, there's the yellow dot. So let's keep on this. You can also use, I'm looking over here on the 2 minute, you can see I've got that high there, which is this pivot high. It will get resistance around there. John, what does the yellow dot signify? It's called the Hawkeye pivot. It's the middle bar. It's when the middle bar has a higher high and a higher low than the previous bar and the next bar. And an isolated low, which is the Hawkeye pivot low, is exactly the same. It has a lower low and a lower high than the previous and next bar. And they are incredibly powerful, and they just show you the way through the forest. Look at that US yen trade that's come in. Again, that all started before we opened the room in 24 minutes. These all came in at 24. Just grab that one. That one came in at 32, so it was a little later. So good. Let's keep on running on this, tracking on these, and see what they're doing. Is this trend Canadian making any money, Marcus? If it is, just type in how many pips for me, please. Again, I'd like you to keep writing to me, to Team1 at Hawkeye Traders, suggesting markets that you'd like me to trade on Wednesdays. And as I said, come September, we will be putting up more rooms. I think that the way to go is to really have the trading rooms where we're trading and you're seeing how it's working and turning you into successful traders. Marcus, okay. Okay, we're up about 12 pips on this trade. We know that it's going to struggle at this pivot high here, over here. It's going to struggle here. Okay, we know it's going to struggle, but we've still got to hold this. Still want to see what it's doing over here. These trades are great. Why would you want anything else? Thank you, Larry. The tick charts are better on the NQ and the ES than time charts, I can tell you. Much bigger markets. I've looked at this on them. I'm finalizing something up. I've done loads of hours of work on this, and I'm really delighted with the way that it's been. And I want to share this with you, and I want to get you up and running, and I want to get you to where you want to be in your trading. But this is short term. You know, when you start looking at a daily against a 480 minute, then you've arrived, and then you're really making money. Yes, John, I like tick bars on the E-mini. Larry's jumped into the Canadian with me. Well done. But we've still got to get past these. There we go. Now we're going. Thank you. And you can see over here we're getting this strength coming back up here, and we're getting, look, 2 bars of no demand volume that came in off that pivot high, which we would expect. Now this is going. Michael, I am short gold. Okay. I don't know what time frame you've been looking at. I certainly think 30 minutes. Mark, you've asked one of my favorite questions, and I'm going to repeat it. You have mentioned before that scalping is not recommended for a new trader. Does this change your thinking? My answer to that, very simple, is no. It hasn't changed my thinking. Scalping is a very, very difficult discipline. It's taken me 6 months with Marcus to crack something as simple as this, to show it to you today. And when we show it to you, my goodness, doesn't it look simple? But we had to do the war paint first, the Hawkeye grid, to see which currency to choose. We then had to do this. Then Marcus came up with the color coding. We worked on the roadkill, on the Tomahawk roadkill. Then the aha moment was putting a 2-minute in, so it was a reverse roadkill, if you like, in time. And we did all that, and that's where we are today. I have to tell you that most of our Hawkeye users, or if you like, my customers, are scalpers. I try and get you to go up to the big time frames because that's where the big money is. But most new traders are undercapitalized. They're also frightened to hold overnight, and they want these small gains. And you can do these small gains and do rather well. So that would be my answer. Philip, another English guy. Hi, Philip. Is the long cyan bar between the roadkill and the heat map the entry signal? Yes, it is. That is a volume roadkill. If you look at it in Hawkeye, in the standard Hawkeye, it comes up as a red blob or a green blob. If you change that to a histogram as opposed to a dot, you will then see that you can get this line. So that's what we've done. So all those lines are the entries, and we have yet to sign off whether we use the fat man to filter them, which I'm working on with Marcus. And I said Marcus is coming down for a week on the 20th of August. John, I'm discussing this one here. This is the trade that I'm in at the moment, this US Canadian. Marcus, on your form on the US Canadian, from the commencement of this trend, how many ATRs are we up, please? I'm hesitating to do it. Well, I can do it, Marcus. We've gone up one ATR. One ATR. Okay. Anyway, let's just keep on all this. Keep the questions coming in. How do you change the dot to a histogram? Very simple. I hope this doesn't lock me out. Just go into your ordinary Hawkeye roadkill, and here you have it, and you have it as a point. In the standard Hawkeye, just change it to a histogram and it comes up, and that's it. Now, had we been on our money management, trading multiple contracts, we would have taken some off at the 1 ATR level. That would have taken 16 pips off or 14 pips off up here. And then we'd be managing it by moving our stop to break even, so we're in a free trade on this. But we'll come on to money management later. Robbie, yes, we've color-coded the heat map. So instead of being the red to greens, we've done it color-coded so that it's far more visual. I'm just trying to crack a forex system that works for everybody. Hasn't been easy, but Marcus has spent huge amounts of time, and he's very creative as well, and has done a great job. Rude, he's saying, how do I get hold of this? All of this will be available in the forex room. When you sign up to the forex room, we will provide all this to you. And then Marcus will be trading this every day. He'll be doing the London session and the New York session. It'll be available, Larry, in Ninja as well. I don't understand, Philip, when you say, will roadkill be offered in an index form one day? I don't understand that. Could you explain that a little bit further? Sorry, Dennis, yes, I've had quite a few requests because I've done the e-mini for the last few weeks to show forex. So today is only forex. I will be reverting back to e-mini, which is my preferred market, but I want to show this and get this so that people understand it. But it's the same principle on all markets, so don't just say, okay, well, I'll dip out of this, because it's the same. You know, trading the US Canadian is no different from trading the E-mini. It's another market. Ron has asked, where do you suggest I go to learn about the basics of forex trading? I would write to Team 1 at Hawkeye Traders and ask for Marcus, and Marcus will help you. Ron has said, what's the cost of the forex room? I don't know. It's probably going to be $47 a month. for your first month, and then if you like what you see, it'll go up to 147 thereafter. But your first month will be $47. And you've got to remember, Marcus is in there every day. It's an everyday room, so there's a lot of time, and we believe that's a very, very fair price. John, I'm not going to go through the money management in this session. The money management will be coming in a further forex session where we will actually be going through that in far greater detail, probably hosted by Marcus. Suffice to say that we like ATRs. So let's say that we had 2 contracts on. We would have taken 1 contract off at this 1 ATR level now, and we would be looking at stop is a break even, so we would have had something, or we will exit when this rolls over, the 2-minute rolls over and goes against us. But we've just got to sit here and hold these. I mean, that British pound up there is a cracker. This yen trade is a cracker. This New Zealand, you know, you can just see. And that was all pulled in by having a look at that Hawkeye war paint right at the beginning to show us which pairs to look at. And if I went in and looked at the British pound, which I'll do, I bet you see great setups in that as well. I'll pull that in before we close the room. Yeah, the 2-minute will go in the opposite direction. So the 2-minute now is showing me dollar strength, hence the blue dot going up. If it rolls over to yellow, it'll be showing that there's Canadian strength, and I will come out. At the moment, 6 ways a market moves. The trend dots are all moving up. This is all in there. I've got here at the end of this bar, which comes up in 42 or 40 odd seconds, there will be a yellow pivot high coming in here. So I've got a yellow pivot coming in, knowing that again that I'm going to be pushed down a little bit. But at the moment, I'm in a free trade. I've made some money. I made 14 odd pips on this, and I'm still in a free trade. Ron, for the E-mini, I really like the Hawkeye gearbox and gear changer. I like my tech shots. Rodney, I don't understand how you determine which pair to trade. Well, it's determined for me because these are buy indicators. This is showing me get in. This is look. There's the dot. We've got it. We know this is going to be pushed back. So we're now going to make a decision soon, because you can see 6 ways a market move. This will start to roll over. If it starts to roll over, we know that the energy has gone out of this move, and we will close and take our profit. Larry, 14 pips equals dollars. You know, call it 140 bucks, or call it 90 bucks. Marcus, what is it on the? What is 10 pips, Marcus, on the US CAD, please? Yeah, here it is up here. Larry, Mark, is there a clock that ticks down? Yeah, you only need it on one chart. Mark, it's up here, 253. Will the room give signals on the telephone, etc., when I'm not in the room? Rude, we'll probably do a Twitter feed off it, so when we take a trade, it'll go out on Twitter, or it'll go out on email. We're working on that. We have automated systems that'll do that for us. Rodney has asked how to determine which pairs to trade. As I said, Rodney, this shows me here, but the currency that I want to trade, I show right at the beginning, and this is being recorded. When it comes up and shows me which currency is strong against everyone. So I look at my Hawkeye War Paint, that's telling me which one is. It showed me the British pound was weak, showed me that the dollar was strong. That's the ones that I wanted to trade. I'm not showing the British pound owing to technical problems here, which I'm just petrified of locking myself out whilst I'm doing this. So let's keep on. Marcus, what is 10 pips in? Thank you. So it's about $80. It's about $80 for 10 pips on the US Canadian. This piece of software that we use does the conversion for it, but Marcus will be showing that to you. So now we have that pivot high in there. It's pushed itself down. Now, when this closes in 47 minutes, we'll get another yellow dot in here. So it's a bang, bang. Up to the dot, bang, down, and then it'll be pushed back up. That's quite a normal sign of strength, but we've got to get through this high, which is also a double top off that one and that one, these two bars here. So we'll get them. But look at the 2 minutes. The 2 minutes is still coming up, still trying to attack the position off to the left-hand side of the chart. Let me expand that for you so you can see. I'm very excited by this, guys. You know that I've been around this trading for over 20 odd years, and I think that what we've come up with here is the cat's cream. I really do. I love it. So in 2 seconds, what do we get? And we're starting again. We want this to tick. There's our yellow dot coming. Can you see? Just underneath down here, there's our yellow dot. Let's come in there, underneath the dot, just there. So we know. Bang, bang. Now, if I get another one, I get very worried because it shows me a bird landing. You'll see what I mean if this sets itself up. Oh, thanks, Marcus. Yep. I look at this on again. There we go. So we've gone up to 2 ATRs now, and we've placed our position, our dot on there. Now, probably our method of trading will be, we have multiple lots. We'll do 3, divide our trade into 3, and or if it's into half, but probably 3. And if it goes to 1, we'll take a third off. If it goes to 2, we take a third off. If it closes under 1, we exit. We haven't finalized that yet. There. So it's gone up to 3, which is even better. And when I was designing that, it comes in yellow because that's the sunshine area. Most markets do 3 ATRs and then pause. But we're still running this. This is still looking all right, but you can see that you're running out of steam up here. You've got, if you look to the left of the chart, you can just see in these trend dots, that one's gone flat now. But anyway, we've got to sit still. Anything else come up there? No. Marcus, just open up the pound crosses and tell me if they gave good entries today, please. So on the pounds, and I'll show you those in a few moments, we would have had the euro, the US, and the yen. So in the room that Marcus would have been running, you would have had 6, 7, 8, 9 entries. and all of them have worked out in this session. Do you like what you're seeing, guys? Is it simpler or confusing to you? Good. Paul, how are you? That's Paul Kaufman, who's down in Zimbabwe. Did you hear the news, Paul? Have you heard my news through the jungle drums? This is for everybody. Don't all write in, but Paul, Susie Breer, his mate, Breer and myself, we got engaged at the weekend. So tell Jill, hope she'll be thrilled. Reg, yes, I've been doing indexes all the time. This is the first time I've done forex. Indexes are more my favorites, but I wanted to show what we've been working on for the last 6 months, and I had a lot of requests to show some forex. This has gone up 3 ATRs. We'd probably take our profit off here. Mark, thank you for those kind words. Thank you. Paul, say we send a big kiss back to Jill. So let's close that trade out, Marcus. It came up to 3. There's 15 minutes, only 10 minutes left. So I want to show some other stuff as well. So there was a prelude for you of what's coming up in September. We got to do a little bit more and sign off on it, but I think we're 90% there now. Judy Thomas. No, Judy, that's everything's fine. Everything that you've said is exactly correct. If you are still with TradeStation, you have to have to get the forex feed. You've got to have an account of $5,000 or more on their futures package, and that gives you access into their getting the forex data. Okay, now Wayne, do you have any training on this at the moment? I've missed the last 2 Wednesday sessions. We are now recording our Wednesday sessions, Wayne, so you'll be able to pick this up. But there's a lot on our website, and if you're a Hawkeye owner of any of our indicators, you have access into the members area where there are numerous videos. So let me just, and if you want mentoring, there is a mentoring available for people. It is at a cost. I do it occasionally. Marcus will do it for you on forex and understanding it and understanding this system. This system will be given to people, Judith, who are participants in the web room. No, you can't place a trade, but I use it for all my charting, and then I just execute in Oanda. Rob, let me just open up another workspace. This will probably crash me. I hope it doesn't. So let me just see. I'm still here, don't worry. So there we are. So you can see that this gave us these setups all the way across. And now we would be looking across. We're going to put the filter in probably of the fat man. So we wouldn't be taking these because the New Zealand, which is that color, and the British pound, which is that color, are both in the same direction. We're trying to get that automated in some form so that we can see what it does. But you can see that all these ones that just screeched up, which is the US dollar and the euro, were the ones that were elected back down here. So those were elected, and you can just see it would have been that one and this one by filtering off the fat man at that time. We would not have taken anything on the Aussie because they're both in the same direction. We would not take the pound Canadian, this one, same direction, but we would have taken off these. But Marcus will be going through all this and putting videos together for you so that you totally understand it. And then, yes, Rude, it's a 12-minute fat man. Absolutely. Judy, it is only just for this tomahawk. As I said, there will be other rooms. I'm trying to put other rooms together. But as you appreciate, it is a huge endeavor in time to do this. But I would really love everybody to be as successful as possible. So, I hope that that's really excited you. Just move that across there. I hope that's really excited you. Look, a double top right on 3 here. Perfect. Perfect exit. Perfect exit, Marcus. Great stuff. So, as I said, I've recorded this. It will be available, and I hope that it really whet your appetite and you can see a way forward. It looks very simple. It's taken hundreds and hundreds of hours, and I'm delighted with it. So thank you all very much for attending today. Look forward to seeing you next Wednesday. I'll send out in the newsletter what the subject will be next Wednesday and the market. If there are any specific markets, I haven't done crude, so we might do crude, but you know, there are very few crude traders out there in Hawkeye, the main lot. And I don't do enough on stocks. If you want me to do stocks, again, write in to team1@hawkeyetraders.com. Happy to help you. Linda, thank you. Lovely to hear from you. Hope's all well's up near Chicago. Rumir out in India, hope you'll find. Linda, please do. I'd love to hear from you. Tomorrow would be better. Or over the weekend. If you give me a cell phone, I'll give you a call over the weekend, Linda. Okay. Thanks, everybody. It's been a good day today. I think we've learned a lot, and I hope I've excited you. Thank you all very much. See you next week.